Staying unfit these days can prove quite costly. Just look at Vinesh Pogart. A fat cell simply failed to burn one day, and now she's in the lowest point of her career. So low that she can almost see the heads of a few CA students down there. To prevent this from happening, there are tons of exercise and diets on the internet, and online fitness gurus will sell you that. To the point where spending sleepless nights looking at hot pics of women's feet on the internet feels like a waste of time because you're not burning enough calories. A quick search will tell you that there are two popular forms of exercises: cardio and weight training. Cardio involves various types of anaerobic exercises like walking, running, swimming, and climbing the stairs because someone, not saying it was me, someone thought that locking up a kid in an elevator for 2 hours would be fun. When you look at all this, you realize that these are exactly the kind of activities Abraham Lincoln was trying to abolish in the 1800s. People do cardio because they want to feel alive, when in reality they just fall like a brick as soon as they are done with their 5k and do not wake up until sundown. You can easily mistake a cardio guy for an alcoholic if not for their smooth calves. You know who also looked thin and tired all the time? Slave. Weight training is the other popular form amongst fitness geeks. While people may give me a 1 hour lecture on hypertrophy and progressive overload, I call BS on that. Weight training is less about how many kgs you can pull and more about how many ladies you can pull. The biggest muscle you gain is your ego, and with the body of a truck and the wheels of a plane, a weight training enthusiast's entire personality is that he can bench press 150 kilos. You will always find them in sleeveless shirts, a cap worn backwards, and a smirk that screams, "I had 10 protein shakes today." Which is where weightlifters are a little different. The only difference between a weightlifter and my dad is that my dad had a real job until he retired. Both cardio and strength training have their cons, which is that you have to go outside of your room first to do all this, which is a bigger problem than my 2-inch bicep. That's where calisthenics or bodyweight exercises come in. Calisthenic people come and say, "You know this body of yours? That's a gym machine, bro. Push ups, squats, burpees, planks. You can do all that and look at hot feet pics of women at the same time." Honestly, I was only sold on the second part, and so I started lifting a bunch of kitchen equipments and visiting my grandma to do push ups on her grave. But 3 weeks later, when I realized that I had made zero progress, I went back to visiting my grandma like a normal person. Circuit training is a mix of both cardio and weight training, so now you're tired and have also lost strength. Then there's flexibility, which consists of stretching routines, yoga, pilates, dynamic stretches, foam rolling. It's called warm up, bro. Stop fooling yourself. High intensity interval training, or HIIT, sounds like a pill for ADHD kids because that's exactly what it is. We all have experienced starting an exercise and then opening Spotify to change the song, but ending up watching hot fit pics of women on the internet. So, to negate that, you have high intensity interval training, where as soon as you're bored 30 seconds into a run, you switch it up with a jumping jack, and when you're bored with that, you go to the doctor because you have bigger problems to solve. Recently, I came across something called a mind-body exercise. It's for people who are hurt with everything. Bend down and your joints hurt, speak up and your lungs hurt, share a story and it's about how you were abused as a child by your uncle. Shut up! We were all abused as a child by our uncle. Grow a pair, go back to him and send him an invoice. What did he think this was? A married life to get things for free? Turn your trauma to profit. Course available now, link in the description below. Anyway, mind body exercise is about improving physical and mental well being through mindful movements. So, as a trainer, you have to be very patronizing to your clients. But they shouldn't know that, okay? You have to say things like, "Put your left leg forward and then your right. Good. Now breathe in. Great job." And charge 1,000 rupees per session. Functional training exercises is mimicking movements of daily activities. So, that's somewhat similar to mind body exercise, except it's less patronizing and more David Goggins inside your ear. "Ooh, my legs hurt when I walk."
You wanna walk? Yeah, how about you try walking, you piece of shit? How about you stop using a goddamn excuse every now and then and start walking? Pain's for the weakest people like you. It's pathetic and it's disgusting. Now walk.
The best are isometric exercises. Tell me this doesn't sound like a scam to you. Isometric exercises help you build muscle endurance and strength without any movement at all. You dipshit, that means I've been doing isometric exercises my whole life. Where the hell have I gained a muscle? And just when you're done going through all this and decide to pick an exercise, you find an ad on your Instagram feed that says,
Did you know staying fit is 20% about exercise and 80% about diet? So, buy our chocolate flavored banana powdered steroids mixtured milk smoothie now.
and so you have to go inside the diet rabbit hole as well. Just like a modern day ad for women's jeans, diets come in all shapes and sizes. But unlike them, their goal is to celebrate fitness and not discourage it. The most common is the high protein, low carb diet, just from the sheer fact that the chef who picked our diet from 3000 years ago was piss poor at maths and got his macronutrients completely wrong. No matter how much we try, almost all our diets contain way too many carbs and very little protein, which is why police officers walk around with such fat bellies all day. The only time you see them actually running is when they have to file a rape case. Which is why we need high protein, low carb diet for muscle gain and fat loss. This is a lot easier in theory because on day 1 you're out there eating Caesar salad 3 times a day and look down upon your friends who are ingesting carbs like a line of coke. But by day 7 you've adjusted a lot more to reality and are having ice creams for dinner. Next up is the vegan diet. While it started off as a nice campaign to save the environment, the species around us, and whatnot, the problem was that it didn't bring in enough money for WHO to give a shit, so people made a diet out of it and started selling it at 200% margins on Amazon. A vegan diet has micronutrients that consist of 10% plant-based protein and 90% of telling other people the benefits about it. Keto diet is in the news a lot lately, which is apparently great for fat loss. So how does one do that? By essentially chugging in enough fat in your body that it has no other choice but to burn it. Then there's the system where you skip a meal or two during the day to manage your weight and improve metabolism. Gandhi called it sitting under protest, we call it intermittent fasting. So you end up skipping breakfast, or sometimes lunch, or don't feel like having dinner. Yeah, these are symptoms of depression and you should get it checked as soon as possible. Please dial the below number in case you need any help. Or it may simply be that you believe in Allah. And if you're both, probably just a woman in Afghanistan. A zone diet involves eating in phases, so you start eating a diet that contains, say, 40% carbs, 30% protein, and 30% fat in each meal, which lasts for exactly 20 seconds before your mom hands out last night's dahi and poha. Then there's the paleo diet. The name itself should bring out enough red flags. It involves eating whole unprocessed foods like nuts and seeds. So, are you saying that the monkey in Africa stepped out of a tree 200,000 years ago just to come back to eating twigs and leaves that was on the same freaking branch? Evolution spits on you, my friend. It died the moment this was invented as a diet. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter which exercise or diet you pick, staying fit is a lifestyle choice and not a bragging contest. So, what matters is how well you do it and for how long. So, choose what works for you, and more importantly, choose the one that you enjoy doing the most. And don't let a random guy on the internet who isn't fit himself fool you otherwise. Or, who knows, you might just have won the genetic lottery, like my friend's dad. He drank till 60, smoked till 70, never worked out, and died while giving a toast at his son's wedding. You could always try that. Worth a shot, I guess. Farewell.